Oh no.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Two Player Podcast with myself and Ham. So Ham, as you can hear, is having a pretty fun time. Uh, we got things to talk about. Well, put it this way: we got one thing to talk about for sure. That I really got things to say about. But before we get into any of that, we gotta do intros. So Ham, get us started. What are you up to? What have you been playing?
My God.
What's going
I
on?
am playing some Doom. I've been playing Doom and KCD lately. The original KCD,
Mm-hmm.
not 2, because there's no reason for me to buy that because I haven't beat the first one yet. And I really want to beat the first one before I get the second one. But I've been playing Doom just like a level a day, and I played a level or two. No, I played 2 levels last night. And then I fell asleep sitting up after telling you I'd be right back.
Yeah, you sure did. You
Yeah, I
sure
did.
did.
And I just remembered that just now. I was like, oh yeah, I told him I'd be right back. And I put my headphone down and I went, so I was really thirsty. I went to go get something to drink and realized I never went.
You said I'll
So
be right back and just took a nap.
I just passed out, but I was done. I was cooked. I was completely cooked. But anyways, um, Uh, that's what I've been playing pretty much as of lately. That and Far Cry. Far Cry. Oh my God, I'm playing Far Cry 4 or not 4. God damn it, New Dawn. New Dawn's what I'm playing. I died,
Sounds
but
like
yeah,
it.
New Dawn. New Dawn's what I've been playing, and it's been a good time.
Nice, good stuff. So you've been playing New Dawn. You've been playing Doom. As for myself, I mean, I've been playing God, really anything at this point. Less than 24 hours until Avowed. So that's my goal right now. Is to just get to Avowed so I can play Avowed. But in the meantime, I mean, geez, I've been playing Skyrim, Outer Worlds. I've been playing RoboCop. I've played Kingdom Come. Jeez, what else am I missing? Trepang 2, you can see on the screen here. I played some of that. I'm just all over the place. I don't really know what I want to play. All I know is
You're not. You know what you want to play. It's just not out
it's
until
not out
tomorrow.
yet. It's not out yet. Exactly. I don't know what I want to play right now. All I know is I want to play Avowed and I can't. That's all I know. So
So you
I'm
know
just
what you
playing.
want to play. Like I said, you just can't play it.
Exactly, because it's not out right now. But like in the meantime, I don't know what I want to play, and that's the
Uh,
problem.
well, yeah, that's because you know what you want to play, bud.
Exactly, and I can't. So, and
You
if
sure
X
can't,
and
and
if
it's killing you.
Xbox did the thing that they always do this generation, I'd have been playing it an hour ago. I'd been playing it an hour ago because they always do the 7, or up to this point, they always did the 7 p.m. the night before release date or release time. And I was really looking forward to that. And I mean, obviously, we're here now. That is not what they're doing with Avowed, which stinks. I got to wait till 1 p.m. tomorrow to play it. And I can't even play it properly because I got to make a video. So I got to play like 30 minutes, scramble to make a video, and then go to work and then come home and play it. But it is what it
Well,
is.
it's gonna be a cool day.
It's going to be really fun, and I can't wait.
But
Um,
hey, it's just one day,
it's
and
just
then
one day, and then I
it
can
is
play my fucking game.
the
Ah,
game
okay.
that you waited on that got delayed. It's like you're getting one little minor delay right before. But
Uh,
hey, you're gonna get a little bit of extra change, and there's a possibility that you might not even go because it might
yeah.
snow. And I'm telling
Yeah,
you, bud, it
that's
snowed
also a
pretty
fact.
bad. And
That's
today, I haven't told you. They literally just built a brand new Chipotle right next to our supermarket that we go to, which our
there you
supermarket's
go.
like almost a mile away from our apartment building. So like it's like really close, right?
Yeah. Now you can go and get you
So now
some.
I can yeah, now I can get me some legit Chipotle from close by. But the thing is, they were closed today because of the weather.
Because of the
So there's a
weather, yeah.
possibility that might happen to you. I'll try to throw a blessing your way, buddy, but I don't know. Good luck.
Listen, I wouldn't mind it. But then again, like, what I've noticed is we're not usually closed because of the weather. Like that time late last year when I was like missing days, it wasn't because of the weather. It was just like the manager was like, "Yo, it's slow season right now." And there's just like we can't we're not going to pay
Yeah.
we're not going to pay tons of people to show up to work just to do nothing. So we're saving money by calling people off. And that was it. Like, and it wasn't bad weather or anything. The only time we did get canceled or I got told not to come in because of bad weather was fucking like it was around Christmas. It was either like the 21st of December or the 28th. It was one of those days. But that was like the one time I got called off because of the weather. So, I wouldn't mind if it
It
happened tomorrow,
happens. Like
but
I said, it happens.
it happens. It's rare, but
It is
again,
rare.
we got to see what happens overnight because right now it's just a bunch of rain, and I don't think that's gonna do much. But
Yeah,
back,
ours we got like 2 feet of snow.
that would be fucking sick. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that would
We got
suck.
like 2 feet of
And
snow. Yeah.
that would suck in every other aspect, but that would be sick in this one particular aspect. So
Yeah, you're saying just for the day, yeah, or just for
mhm,
tomorrow. That'd be sick. Yeah.
that'd be great. But back to the whole gaming topics. I mean, let's not beat around the bush here. We got to talk about
Oh, let's beat around the bush,
PlayStation's.
buddy.
We got to talk about PlayStation State of Play, and I'm gonna start. We can go through what we like from the show. We can go through what we like from the show and everything, and we can rate it based on that and all that stuff. And I want to start by saying, outside of one particular thing, which we will talk about, I thought the show was solid. Not great, not bad, solid. It was minus that one thing, a solid 7 out of 10. So before we get into any individual game, Ham, I'm going to ask you, how do you rate the show?
Man, I was at a 7 out of 10 fresh after watching the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I need to really help myself a little bit more. Because what I've noticed, and it's a trend on my accord, and it's something I really need to like get out and stop. I should give myself a solid hour of just thinking,
Mm-hmm.
and then rate it, right? Because I rated it a 7 out of 10 right after the show.
Yeah. What's up, Poison Maniac? Appreciate you.
And I tell you, I just after a little bit and rewatching some of the stuff, I don't feel like I rated that properly. Just sitting and thinking about it for a little bit, I was just like, man, like none of these games said good purchase for your PS5. Seeing that my PS5 is a secondary console. Like that's not me crapping on PlayStation or anything. It's just that's what it is. My primary console is Xbox. Feel how you want to feel about that, but that's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, I sit and I think, was that something that like made me feel happy about my purchase back in 2020? And no, it doesn't. It did not even slightly. Not even slightly. Like I sat and talked, and remember after the show, Matt,
Mm-hmm.
as you were leaving, I went back through and looked at what was all exclusive and what wasn't.
Yeah. Oh,
And what
Poison
I
Maniac is saying your mic sounds a little staticky.
mine does. Ooh,
Yeah, is what he's saying.
do you hear static?
I hear some static, but it's only like it just sounds like. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. It sounds like you're maybe using NVIDIA Broadcast, and like when you're not talking, it's not
I'm
picking
not.
anything up. Okay, well then when you're not talking, it's not picking anything up. But when you talk, I can hear a little bit of static underneath what you're saying.
Yeah, let me restart my headset real quick.
Yeah, give that a shot. Thanks for pointing that out, Poison Maniac. But yeah, we'll get back to Ham. What Ham was saying here in a second. But you know, there's there's definitely yeah. Poison Maniac says only when Ham's talking. So yeah, it's kind of what I was like. Whenever he's talking, there's some weird like not crazy static, but some weird static underneath what he's saying. Which hopefully that just sorts itself out with him restarting his headset. We'll see here in a second. But yeah, Ham was talking about how after the show he was watching back the showcase, and he actually live streamed it and did like a reaction and everything to it, and I was there for a little bit of that, or for the show part of that I was there. uh and oh,
All right, hello.
you back? Hello.
I don't know if that fixed it or not.
It's still there a little bit, but it's like, I mean, I gotta be real, to me it's not bothering me, and I I didn't really, but
I
also it
am
wasn't
using a
really.
different microphone than I usually use, so maybe
Okay, yeah,
there's
that might be
that.
it. That might be it then. But
I'm not using my I'm not using my PC microphone. I'm using the SteelSeries microphone that I have.
oh, okay. So that's, yeah. I mean, you're fine.
Maybe if I turn that off, that maybe it's better. I don't know.
It sounds fine. Like it's still there, but like I gotta be
Uh,
real. Even before, it wasn't really like something that I was thinking about too much. I only noticed it really because Poison Maniac in that chat pointed it out. But I don't think it's too. It's certainly not overbearing. It's just kind of very light background whenever you're talking. But you're fine. You're fine now.
yeah. But anyways, I gave it a I gave it a 6 out of 10. Like at first, I gave it a 7 out of 10, and then just after thinking about it, I'm just like, man, like they did have some good games in the showcase, so I don't want to just like give it like a 4 or 3, because they did have some games in there that I'm interested in. Most of them are third party games, so to me, it wasn't any. Like they just didn't make me get up and clap at any moment, or just feel the need to, or like feel shocked. The biggest shock that I've seen was that Borderlands had a release date, and that we're gonna be seeing more of it later on in the spring. Like that was the biggest shock I've seen, like in like the sense of excitement. Um, Seeing the House Smart game was nice, but to me, I was expecting, I don't know, maybe I'm just like over anticipating things from Sony, but I don't think I am doing that, because last year they gave me Astrobot and they gave me Concord, and I've heard nothing but canceled games. And one of those games were canceled, right? So it's just like, there's nothing really that I can be too excited about. And then on top of it, like the running joke with PlayStation this generation has been remasters. And what did they choose to remaster? They chose to remaster the one game that's not that was supposedly having no future. So it like I feel like I don't know. I was telling you before the show. I was like, I feel like they marketed that so they could put it on the fans to see if it's worth remaking or get or or not worth remaking but worth making a sequel into. And I feel like that's kind of a weird thing to do, especially after saying that you didn't want to support it. It really kind of reminds me of like the Lakers and Dalton Connect right now, where it's
Okay.
just kind of like you got your draft or no, or you got your trade player back after saying goodbye to him.
You know what, Ham? I'll say this. Try leaving Discord and coming back real quick, because Poison Maniac told me to check the stream audio. And like what I'm hearing on my end is not what's happening on the stream audio.
Oh, really?
Definitely not what's happening on the stream audio. So, in
Gotcha.
fact, I'm gonna while you're doing that, I'm gonna try something on my end as well. Thank you for pointing that out to me, Poison Maniac, because I thought you were just talking about like the vague noise I was hearing, and that's definitely not it. Um, I don't even think it's gain settings, Poison Maniac. I really don't think it's gain settings because
Huh?
hello.
Is that better at all?
Uh, let me check on my end.
I don't know if that's better at all or not.
Let's see.
If not, I can just hop on my PC real quick.
Yeah, that's better. That sounded better. That sounded better. I mean, let me know for sure in the chat. Okay, yeah, Poison Maniac says it's fixed. You're good now. Oh man. All right. So yeah, uh, I thought you were hearing what I was hearing, Poison Maniac, and what I was hearing wasn't that bad. But I
Okay.
went to he told me to go check the stream, and I checked it, and Jesus, dude, I don't know what that
Oof.
was.
Was
Like
he?
you could,
Were you able to decipher what I was saying, or was it that
yeah,
bad?
you could hear what you were saying, but it was like loud crackling static underneath it.
Oof, that sounds terrible. I'm sorry.
So
I
appreciate
didn't
you
even know
pointing that
that was
out.
happening.
No, it's good. I wouldn't have known either had he not pointed that out. So appreciate you, Poison Maniac, for pointing that out. But everything's good now. He says it's fixed. It's good on my end, so we're all good to go. Uh, but yeah, you said you gave it a 6 out of 10 after thinking on it.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I gave it a 7 at first, so it's not like I went from a 9 to a 6 or anything. It was
yeah,
just like it was just a marginal move down, just a little bit more after kind of putting some thought into it. Like the shock and awe had me at a 7, and I thought more of those games were gonna be exclusive. And then after I looked up to see what games were exclusive and what games were not, I was just like, like, like that one game that you thought was named one thing, but it was named Mind Eye.
yeah.
Yeah, that game. Like I thought that was maybe gonna be exclusive or something. Like I had a feeling it wasn't because I thought I remembered seeing it before, but I was just like, let me double check, right?
Yeah.
And come to find out that's third party. The game that one of the games I was looking forward to the most, which is I don't remember what it's called. It's something Annihilation. I think it's Tide Annihilation or something like that.
Huh.
But it has the women in it, like that were like fighting with swords and stuff, and the swords looked like pretty insane. Um,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
but I thought that was exclusive as well, and it was not either. The only game that was exclusive that was interesting that wasn't the Housemarque game at the end for me personally was a game that's under the PlayStation Chinese project.
Yeah.
I forgot what that's called. I think it's I don't know. It starts with the L or something. I don't remember. God damn it.
Is it the like Lost Soul game or whatever?
Yeah, Lost Soul Aside. Thank you. Lost
Lost
Soul
Soul
Aside.
side. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that game looks pretty cool. Um, it didn't even look like the best sword game though there.
Yeah, that because that's not
So
the
that kind
one.
of
That's not the one
good.
that played. No, I was gonna say that's not the one that came up like all ways into the show, like towards the end, right? Like that one was more towards the
No, that
beginning
was
of what I
Tide
was thinking.
Annihilation,
Tide and I, yes, that's the one I was thinking
and that's coming to Xbox.
of. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That game looks sick. Yeah, I wouldn't mind checking that out.
But my point is I wanted to see something that pulls me away from the Xbox. Like, right? Like, I feel like a lot of people, especially, now with Xbox being as third party as they are, right? I feel like a lot of people are like, what's the point of getting the Xbox? And I'm looking at them like, dude, I don't know why I bought my PlayStation generation, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I played some solid games. I'm not here to say all of their first party games were bad because they clearly weren't. Obviously, I'm happy I got a chance to play Gran Turismo, even though I didn't completely enjoy the experience. Horizon, I'm kind of disappointed that I spent $70 on that, but Miles Morales, fantastic. Happy I
Yeah.
played the remastered version of Spider-Man 1, and then I played Spider-Man 2, which was also amazing. God of War Ragnarok, 100%ed that. Played the newer, cleaner version of Ghost of Tsushima because I got the director's cut because I'd never owned the game. So getting that for $30 was a steal, and still at this time, I still think it's a good deal. Even though I bought it when
Yeah.
it first came out for $30, just because it was on disc. For some reason, it was way cheaper. But
Yeah.
Death Stranding, director's cut, I got to enjoy that. Even though I ended up beating it on Game Pass. So like it's just like like it's just like it feels like the more I talk, the more I feel like I'm not really like I may be selling the PlayStation to somebody else, right? Like they may hear what I'm saying and be like, "Man, that all sounds really good." Like I don't know what he's complaining about. But for me, that bought the console to strictly get games that aren't coming over to Xbox. Um, in 5 years, Stellar Blade, a few Spider-Man games, God of War, Ratchet and Clank, and a few other titles. That's just to me out of 5 years, going on six. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
That's not a
I
slam dunk.
no, it's not. And I'm kind of in the same spot. Like I've said it a few times, and like I understand how it sounds. It sounds like I mean it was well. It sounds like I'm gonna just be slandering Sony here in a second, and that's not. It's I swear that's not my intention. But I've said it a few times where like this might be the last PlayStation I buy. Just because of how things are going, and not even like, and it's not really something that PlayStation can do about that unless it's something absolutely insane. Because just the way things are going in the industry, like we've already seen with Xbox, their whole multi-platform strategy. You see PlayStation going, being a lot more willing to go on PC. So it's like I have a PC. I don't mind getting an Xbox because like I play my Xbox like I said I have a PC but I play my Xbox every day. It's like the
It's
main thing I
cheaper
play
than
stuff
buying
on.
another PC.
Exactly. And that's another way of looking at it too. Also the fact that like Xbox is selling me at this point Xbox is kind of selling me the ecosystem. And that's what I really like about it. Whereas PlayStation's ecosystem they're getting there kind of by like we're gonna put more games on PC. They're leaning more in that direction, but they are certainly not there yet. And I don't love the idea of buying I don't love the idea of buying into the PlayStation ecosystem as it stands right now in terms of buying a console. So, like I said, they'd have to do something off the wall insane for me to be like, yo, PS6 day one. They'd have to do something so unbelievably crazy for that to happen. And I just don't know what that is until I see it, and I just don't think I'm going to see it at this point. So I'll probably if I have to wait a year to play their games on PC, then I have to wait a year to play their games on PC. It is what it is. But I just the way they're going right now, I'm not dying to get a PS6 when it comes out. Like and I know
You're not being disrespectful. You're just saying the output isn't fast enough to make you need to get the next
exactly.
piece of hardware. I get that. Like there's a lot of output coming out from a lot of different other places to where you could ideally find enough to play to wait until it comes to PC.
Exactly. And I I don't know and I know that it's not that great of at least for me. Like this is all for me. This isn't for anybody else. I know that it's not a great generation on PlayStation for myself when the PS5 Pro came out and I didn't have a single thought of buying the PS5 Pro. Like not like I would have bought it anyway, but I didn't even have the thought or feeling of god damn, I'm missing out. I didn't even have that like an inkling of that feeling when the PS5 Pro released. Like that came out and I was like, that's cool because advancements in technology and everything is always cool. But I didn't have the thought of god damn, I need to get one of those. Not even for a second. And that's how I know that the generation hasn't been hitting for me on PlayStation. Because as much as I don't love it, if Xbox came out with a pro console, I can sit here and say I don't like it, but I'd probably get it. I'd probably get it. If I'm being totally real with you. So,
well, look at the onslaught of games they got coming out just this year alone.
Exactly. And it's one of those things. I know PlayStation at some point this generation, even if it's at the very, very fucking end of the generation, I know at some point they're gonna have games. They're gonna have a good amount of games too. I know they are because all these studios are working on something. You know, Sony Santa Monica is working on something. There's also, I believe, the new God of War is like a trilogy. So there's a third God of War. Then there was that whole thing about the rumor of them working on a sci-fi game. Then you got Insomniac with Venom and Wolverine, and then you've got obviously Death Stranding 2 later this year, and then you've got whatever the hell Naughty Dog's working on Intergalactic, and then
yep.
So it's like they've got things they're working on. There's things to look forward to. It's just that they're not here yet, and because they're not here yet, or even really remotely close outside of Ghost of Yotei, which I was kind of surprised we didn't see that. They didn't show that at all today, did they?
Nope.
So yeah, outside of Ghost of Yotei, which we suspect is this year because they told us it's this year, and we have no reason to believe otherwise. But there's just not. It's not what I expected. When I get a PlayStation, I usually expect to have a new Naughty Dog game, and I get it. They just released Last of Us Part 2 at the end of last generation, so bit of an unrealistic expectation. But I kind of expected to have their next game within 3 years. I kind of expected that. Which, again, probably unrealistic, but it's dude, we're going on 5 years right now. We're going to be coming up on 5 years later this year. And all we've seen of their next game is one of the weirdest trailers I've ever seen in my life. Raichi says, I love the Xbox One X I got last week. Dude, the Xbox One X, I mean, like, you can crap on it because it's a last gen console, but the Xbox One X is like genuinely a really great console. It was at the time,
It
and
is.
depending on what you want to play, depending on the games you're looking to play today, it still is a great console. So like, yeah, I mean, shout out to the Xbox One X. Wish I would have kept my Cyberpunk one, but I sold it like a dumbass. I'm never doing that again. Never doing that
Yeah,
again.
that was stupid. I'll never
It
sell
was.
my Xbox One X.
It was stupid.
Especially
Poison.
since I use it to play other consoles on. and
Yeah,
I still have access to like the internet and stuff like that. It's just for me it's useful for more than just being an Xbox, especially since I have the Series X and I can play all the same games.
yeah. Uh, Poison Maniac says a couple things. He says, I don't have a PS5 personally. I just grew up on Xbox and I like the hardware, features, and the ecosystem for me. I'm I'm the exact same way. Like I said, I have a PS5, but like I'm the exact same way. The thing, like people do the whole thing of like, what's the point of owning an Xbox, especially now with the whole multi-platform strategy. Like the point for me is literally the ecosystem. Like I'm locked into the ecosystem, and the ecosystem is great. It is it's it's like the example of how an ecosystem should be run. Obviously, they don't do everything perfect, but like
No.
free cloud saves, right? I can
Oh
boot
yeah.
up a game. I can boot up a game on my PC, a first party game, and pick up like when a Valve comes out tomorrow. I can boot that up on my PC. I can pick up my save on my Xbox. I can take that anywhere that my Xbox is, or if I were to get like an ROG or a Lenovo Legion Go or whatever the case may be, or even my Steam Deck with cloud gaming, I can play that wherever. So it's like they
It,
absolutely nailed that aspect of the ecosystem. Versus, I think PlayStation is years away from that. Poison
just
Maniac also
closed off.
says Poison Maniac. Wait, what?
I said they're
I th-
closed off.
oh yeah, PlayStation's quite closed off at this point. The fact, like, the biggest thing for me for PlayStation is that they just don't have free cloud saves. Like I've said it so many times, but dude, when I got my PS5, that was not even a thought. I just assumed it would be there, and then when it wasn't there after I sold my PS4, I'm like, "Oh, well, that fucking blows. I just lost all my saves, I guess, cuz I don't have PS Plus." So, that stinks. He says, I'm pretty disappointed they didn't keep the Snap app features. Dude, Snap from the Xbox One
I
is
don't want to talk about it.
it's one of the best features ever put into a console, quite frankly. And
I don't want to talk about it.
nobody appreciates it because everybody hated Xbox when that was going on, but it is legit one of the best features ever put into a console. And I'll die on that hill. I don't care what anyone says. That's a fact. Raichi says Halo Infinite on Xbox One X plays at 1440p 60 FPS. Yes, great. It's incredible. Poison Maniac says quick resume, smart delivery, free cloud. Those are other things, dude. Quick resume. I couldn't imagine. And dude, I remember at the beginning of the generation when like people were talking about quick resume and everybody was like, I don't need quick resume on my PlayStation because the SSD is super fast. It's like, dude, I don't care how fast your SSD is. Quick resume is quicker.
Yeah,
It just is because of the
big
fact
facts.
you have to go through a menu when you boot up a game on PlayStation because that's the way it is. That's the way it's always been. But with Quick Resume, dude, I just before the show, I went from playing Forza Horizon 4 to RoboCop. I played Trepang 2. I went back to Skyrim. I'm all over the place, but like all in Quick Resume, and I can switch between those in a matter, all four of those in a matter of like 30 seconds. It's amazing, and I'm right into the game. It's again one of the greatest features ever implemented in a console that nobody talks about because Xbox is just woefully underrated this gen. But is what it is. And here we are. We're talking about the fucking PlayStation State of Play, and I'm just talking about how good Xbox is. So, shout out to Xbox. I need my check, Phil Spencer, and all that other stuff. Poison Maniac says, "I'm surprised Quick Resume isn't on PC. In my opinion, maybe someday. maybe someday, and maybe someday soon. Honestly,
Yeah, if they make if they make some sort of like app for it, that's
yeah,
definitely a possibility. But the thing is, I don't feel like a lot of people would really love that on PC as much as they like it on console. Because usually on your PC, like a lot of people want all their resources that they can
yeah.
have at all times and different stuff. So like if you're playing one game, you want to allocate as much resources as possible. So, oh
Mm-hmm.
dang, you want to allocate as much resources as possible so you get the best frame rate and whatnot as possible. Maybe if you have like some crazy card that, like a 4090 or 5090 or maybe
You
even
got
a
like a Threadripper in there or something.
5070 or something. Yeah, yeah, exactly, right? Like a Threadripper in there as well.
Yeah, Cozy has quicker zoom on her PC because she's content with
But
playing at
she
30
never.
FPS.
Yeah, she never closes any tabs, so she always has quick resume. She
She never
always
closes
just keeps
any
everything open.
tabs. She always keeps one game open. I forget what game it is. Sims. She says she always keeps Sims open. She'll play Sims and have Starfield running in the background and go back, and she's insane. And she does it all at 30 FPS on her PC, which is insane. But God bless her. Uh, but yeah, getting back to, because I mentioned and you mentioned it, the PlayStation State of Play. I gave it a 5 out of 10. Um,
Damn,
and
even worse than me. God
the
damn.
the big reason for that, Ham knows, is Days Gone
Yeah.
Remastered. So I want to talk a little bit about Days Gone
Have you not
Remastered
talked
because
about that yet?
no, I have not.
Oh
I have
no.
not. You've mentioned Days Gone Remastered, but I have not talked about it.
Oh gosh.
So
It's
Days
gonna
Gone
be ugly.
Remastered. I want to give my thoughts on this because I'm somebody who loved Days Gone. I thought Days Gone was brilliant, and we were just in a party with our buddy Bill before the show, and we were talking about the fact that Days Gone 2 doesn't exist and will probably never exist. And I said, and I mean it when I say this, Days Gone as a game, and I love Uncharted. Uncharted is the greatest fucking thing PlayStation's ever done, in my opinion. Days Gone 1, the only Days Gone, is better as a game than Uncharted 1 was. And I don't think it's particularly close. I think Uncharted 1 has many flaws. Days Gone has flaws, but not like Uncharted 1. And if they did a Days Gone 2, I don't see why it couldn't be as successful as Uncharted 2. But for whatever
Okay.
reason, Sony decided, hey, it's not worth it. We're never doing it. They came out themselves and said, this Days Gone 2 isn't going to happen. They cut everyone's hopes. They said, don't keep hoping for that shit. It's not going to happen.
I
And
can't
here we
believe they
are.
did that publicly. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, here we are, right? Continue.
here we are, 2025. We just watched the Sony State of Play. What the fuck was at the show? It was Days Gone Remastered. And I'll tell you what, I forget what words you used. You said something like, you can't be too mad. I can't remember if you said mad or like upset or whatever word you used to
Did I
describe it.
use?
Yeah, like you were saying something like um I forget what you said, but you used like the word. I think it was the word "mad" is what you used, and
Oh, okay.
I was saying I can totally be that fucking mad because they told me the series is dead. The director, I mean, not only is it dead, the director of from Ben Studios is gone. Like he doesn't want anything to do with PlayStation at this point. He fucking hates them, apparently. So that like twofold. That series is dead like twofold at this point. And and then they come out and they say, "Here's a remaster of Days Gone on PS5." When Days Gone on PS5 already runs at 60 FPS, already runs at 4K, or not obviously not like native 4K, but like it runs at upscale 4K. It looks great and it runs great on PS5. There's no reason from a technical aspect for this remaster to exist. There's no reason for it to exist. The only reason that a remaster like this should exist, and even then it shouldn't, is if a Days Gone 2 was in development. And unless Sony has completely fucking backflipped on this, because like Ham said, they came out and said it's not happening. It is not happening. Don't get your hopes up. That shit is done. So I can only assume Days Gone 2 is not happening. So why the fuck does a Days Gone remastered exist? Like, we talk shit all the time about PlayStation remasters and like, oh, Horizon, why does Horizon Zero Dawn need a remaster? That's unnecessary. At least Horizon is an alive franchise. At least you know that Horizon is getting a third game. You know that for a fact. Days Gone is not getting a second game. So, like, I see that, and like when I saw Horizon, I was like, oh, that's stupid. But when I saw Days Gone, I'm like, that's stupid, and I'm fucking angry about it. Ty in chat says the remaster exists for people like me. Don't hate because Sony is answering my calls, broski. Listen, if that's what if you want to buy the remaster, more power to you, I guess. But I would say if you own the game already, it's already remastered on PS5. It is not necessary. It's 60 FPS.
It's kind of like getting, I don't know. To me, it's kind of like getting a remastered 60 FPS version of Gears 4.
Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned Gears because I literally said that to you earlier when we were watching the show. This is like if Xbox said, "Hey, we're remastering Gears 5," and if you remember, Gears 5 is already Series X and S enhanced. It already looks amazing. It already runs amazing on the Series X and S.
Yeah, but it technically came out for the Xbox One.
Exactly. And this is the exact same fucking scenario that Days Gone is in.
It is. It's the same thing.
The literal exact same fucking thing. If Xbox came out and said Gears 5 remastered, everybody, myself included, would be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?
Why
are you doing that?" But Sony does it, and I'm sure there's tons of people flaming them online for it. There's got to be. I know there is because I've seen.
Oh no, there is. There is.
But dude, I don't understand. And this is why I'm kind of done with PlayStation. And like I said, unless they show me something crazy, this is why I'm kind of done with them at this point. Is because no matter what I want, they don't seem to care. And no matter what a lot of people want, they don't seem to care. They're a corporation. Like, me not buying Days Gone remastered isn't going to shift sentiment within PlayStation or anything. They're not going to go, oh, well, obviously they don't want remasters, so we're never going to do another remaster. Duh. They're not going to do that. So, like, and also the fact, you mentioned this before, I'm all over the place with this because I'm getting like a trillion fucking thoughts like a second from talking about this. But you mentioned this.
You're disappointed, man. It's all right.
You mentioned this before the show when we were talking to our buddy Bill. You mentioned the fact that they're probably doing this to gauge interest in a remaster, in a Days Gone 2. And here's what I say to that.
That's so funny that you said it like that because I literally tripped and accidentally said remaster the first time I said that too.
Yeah, right.
Or remake or whatever.
And,
so you described it literally to the T the way I did.
And here's exactly what I say to that. I say, fucking suck on it. Please. And I'm dead serious when I say that because, dude, the idea that the game came out, sold 5 million copies, like 5 million copies of a game is nothing to scoff at. Like, it's good. Like, tons of companies, tons of publishers would fucking kill for their game to sell 5 million copies. It sells 5 million copies despite...
Well, how long did it take for them to sell that 5 million? Do you know?
Dude, this was back when, like, I'm pretty sure this was back, when did they announce the whole, like, Days Gone 2 will never happen, and the director left the studio, and the director hates
I thought that
Sony.
was, like, 2021, though.
Yeah, 2020, like, it was either late No, it wasn't late 2020 because that was when the consoles came out. But it was like mid to early 2021 when that dropped, and and I think around that time they had announced that they sold 5 million. I could be wrong. And the game came out what 2019, I believe. I want to say it was 2019.
Dang, so it sold pretty good pretty quickly. It wasn't too
Yes.
bad.
So it sold like
Uh,
within 2 years.
that's
It was
crazy.
at
That
about
that sounds like it sold more than Astrobot, but it probably costs a
that.
lot more to make, to be honest.
Sure, sure. Um, and Ty, before I continue, Ty says the real reason why the game probably ain't getting a sequel because all Sony Studios spending that much money was hitting high numbers. Then director acted like a weirdo and left, so no desire. Here's the thing: that director, I'm not going to sit here and agree with that director because that director was pretty out of line with a lot of shit that he said. But also at the
Yeah,
same
he was
time,
mad as hell, dude. He was
dude,
hot.
he was pissed. But at the same time, I can't sit here and pretend that I don't get where he's coming from, especially
That's
with that
artists. A
whole
lot of artists are passionate about like
yeah
what
they
they put out, and if they don't get allowed to do the creative thing that they were put there to do, they take offense to that. And then
yes
especially if what they do they considered somewhat successful and based off of some of the other stuff that came out within that same generation, it it may have not hit that same like I understand whatchamacallit, Days Gone, it wasn't like the most favored game. Hell, it's not even a game that I really like that much, right? But enough people talk about it and like it definitely did better than something that's also talked about a lot, which is the Order 1886, which wasn't even allowed to get finished.
yeah
Um
yeah
it gets talked about a lot more than that. It sold a good amount and got a much better like score than that game did. And I don't know, like if I was a developer, a head developer, and I just got told, you sold this many copies and whatnot, and and then they tell you, you can't create something that you were kind of put there to create. I'd maybe feel some type of way. I'm not saying what he did was appropriate or right, but like
yeah yes
when somebody's passionate about what they do and they really believe in what they got and there's a little bit of proof behind what they're saying, whether it be neck and neck with The Last of Us or not, because I think the one thing that's kind of going against that game a little bit is it was another zombie game. And I feel like that
yeah
maybe kind of went against the grain a little bit, but I don't know. At the end of the day, all I'm trying to say is I understand why the dude was mad. Um, I'm not saying what he did was right. Just I get it.
let's okay so Ty says let's not forget the game had technical problems. Dude spent all that money and released Sony's most brokenish game, which resulted in it getting a 71 Metacritic. Sony Japan was embarrassed. Well, here's the problem with that, Ty. If Sony Japan was embarrassed by that, they should have gave them more time. If we're being honest about this, because the hype for that game was there, and once the game was fixed, people who play it, I mean, like obviously Ham says the game's not for him, which is totally fine, but like people like my buddy Bill who didn't play it at launch because he heard the game was bad, and then when the game is fixed, he goes and plays it, and he's like, actually, dude, this game is great. A lot of people were in, dude, when the game came to PC, so many people played it for the first time and was like unanimously, dude, this game is great. If you, in fact, hold on, let me go check something really quick. I just want to see something really quick here. If I go to
How long
Steam
did it
right
take
now,
before it got before it got fixed? Like how long was it broken for?
so on PS4, I played it on the PS4 Pro. At launch, it was rough for me personally. It was rough for about, I think it was about 2 months.
No, that's not as long
Uh,
as I thought.
and again, I'm sure people would have different levels of what they tolerate and whatnot. But after about 2 months when I was playing it, I was like, okay, this is fixed. Especially compared to what it was when it came out. Sir X Man, appreciate you for stopping by. But I wanted to check on Steam real quick, just out of my own curiosity, because I pay a lot of attention to Steam reviews and how games are reviewed on Steam for the most part. Some when it's way too high is like that's a little suspicious. Some when it's way too low is like that's a little suspicious. But for the most part, I like to pay attention to Steam reviews. Days Gone at 69,000 reviews, so almost 70,000 reviews, is very positive. At 92% of 70,000 user reviews for this game are positive. The game's good.
Damn.
The game is good. People like the game. So like I get what you're saying, Ty, that the game was broken, and I'm not trying to like excuse a broken launch because nobody likes paying full.
Spider-Man was broken. Spider-Man 2.
That's another thing. Like
it's severity of broken, sure, like probably goes to Days Gone, to be honest.
Sure, yes, saying, absolutely,
like,
it does.
I'm just saying, like there's a ton of games that come out that are broken all the time. Like, why do we get to pick and choose like which one is okay to be broken?
Yeah, so it's just the fact that like, dude, if the game is broken, because Sony played that game before release, like there's QA testers and everything. They know the state.
Yeah.
It's you could apply the same shit to Redfall on the other side for Xbox. There's QA testers. Mm-hmm. They know what the game is like before it launches.
No business
they know
going out like that.
They know if it's good. They know if it's in a good state. They know if it's in a bad state. And if the publisher themselves said, you know what, this is it, let's ship it, then that's on the publisher. That's not the developer, because the developer's only doing what they can do within the time that they're given. Ty says Days Gone took 7 years to make. For other PlayStation game that took 7 years to make was Horizon Zero Dawn. That redhead chick Aloy is sitting at 20 million plus. Yeah, but the game fucking sucks. I'm being real with you. Like and here's the thing, Ty. I'm not arguing what sold more. I'm not here to argue that. I'm here to argue for the game that I liked, and for the game that a lot of people liked. Like
You're just arguing for a remaster that's being put out for a game that was just canceled a few years back. So like, I can understand the kind of like the kind of feeling of being gaslit a little bit.
That's what I'm mad about. Like, if you're gonna, like Ty mentioned, he's gonna check out this remaster. Dude, check it out. It's a great game if you haven't played it. It's if you think it's worth it to check out that remaster over just playing it the way it already is, God bless you. Play it. It's a fucking awesome game. But like, I don't like the fact that they sat here and told all of us that the IP is dead, and then now they're like, here's a remaster for this dead IP that you'll never see a sequel to.
That is nasty work.
Why are you doing that? And why are you going to sit here and gaslight me and be like, oh, it's only $10. For only $10, you can play the remaster. It's already fucking remastered on my console. Don't tell me for only $10 I can play the remaster that I already fucking own. That's so stupid. Like, I get what you're saying, Ty, but there's literally no fucking excuse for it. And like, I also understand that I sound like this just a salty ass motherfucker right now, and that's partly because I am. Because they literally told me this shit was dead. They killed all hope of having a sequel to this. And 4 years later, they're just like, remaster. Yeah. Why? It's so stupid. There's no excuse for it. And it bugs me. As many people out there who are calling BS on this, it bugs me that there's not more. It actually bugs me. It bugs me that PlayStation sat in whatever boardroom meeting that they were in and said, hey, let's do this. And nobody said, hey, that's kind of fucking stupid. Nobody said that. Everybody was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's make it happen. And that's what's frustrating to me. Not the fact that...
I think it would have hit a little less hard if they would have said... If they would have had like a splash screen of of Days Gone 2 of some yes. sort. Just to even give you hope, even though they may yes. still not be fully bought in on doing it.
100%.
Right, just to kind of test the waters, right? You already did that before with Last of Us Factions, right? You already gave us a screenshot of that and and it never panned
Yes.
out. Like, like in my opinion, seeing Days Gone where like how they have it remastered and whatnot, it's like, what else could you be thinking about doing with that other than like like I'll understand why you would even talk about that game again if you're not even thinking about coming out with a part two. And if you are, just say that. Make people excited
Yes.
for the next one and get people to just run out and just get this. Like,
That
like instead of just dangling a it feels like right now I see where Matt's coming from. It feels like they're kind of dangling a carrot and they don't really want to tell you what they're doing. And like I know
exactly.
PlayStation doesn't like to tell people what they're doing, but like in like they also claim to be like a company that really values respect. And when you tell somebody that, hey, we're not like we don't like this, we're canceling, this IP from ever coming out again, and then somebody comes out. I mean, to me it'd just be kind of weird, like you get your favorite TV show that comes out and then like they cancel the season, right? And then they're like, you know what? We came out with the guys that made the show come back out and say, you know what? We're bringing back the show. It's in 4K of the same season that you just watched in 1080p. And that's it.
E-
That's all we got for you guys. And it's just like,
exactly.
well, you got me to stand up and look at you just for that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
like, like I mean, because that's essentially what it is. It's a more fine, it's it's a more fine, detailed experience than the one that you're supposedly already have with DualSense features, and they still haven't mentioned anything about like whether, hey, this is going towards IP. Of course they wouldn't say that, but like I said, just a splash screen of just all it has to do is say Days Gone 2 um in development.
In
Just say
development.
in
Yep.
development and just leave it for 6 months and see if anything picks up any traction. If there's no traction from this from this remaster, nobody cares about it, then you don't. But I think it's
Yeah.
pretty wild that it has as positive as reviews as it has on PC. It sold 5 million copies on just PlayStation alone, or on PlayStation and PC.
Well, this if I'm not mistaken, because it didn't come to PC until 2021. So this was before the whole we're
Oh,
bringing it to PC thing. So
that's nuts.
that's
So
5 million PlayStation copies of the game.
that's
So like
yeah, dude. That's just unfortunate. It just sounds kind of it kind of sounds a little bit slimy in the sense of just bend. I mean, and then on top of it, the thing that makes everything worse is that they just recently got their game.
yeah, they just recently got that, and it's so to your point of like show a splash screen of Days Gone 2. If this genuinely leads, like if their genuine intentions are we're gonna put this out, see how many people engage with it, see how many people buy it, and we're gonna base our stance on whether or not to support a Days Gone 2 on how much this sells. How much money does this make us? And if it's successful, we'll do it. If it's not successful, then we'll just can the whole idea. If that was their plan, you got to come out and say stuff like that. You have to. Because here's the thing. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not buying this. I would love to see Days Gone 2. But you guys told me this the whole IP's dead. So why would I buy this remaster when I've already got it on PC. I've bought it twice. I bought it day one on PlayStation and I bought it day one on PC. So why am I buying a remaster? I can play the game at ultra settings on my PC. It looks fucking great, and I can run it at twice the frame rate that the PS5 can. So why would I do it? Other than the fact that my purchase would be going towards the possibility of a Days Gone 2 existing.
And that's
If
not
that's
something you want to assume.
exactly, that's not something I want to assume given the fact that they told me it literally won't happen. So like if that's your plan, come out and say it so people do get excited, so people do buy the thing, so that so that we can actually make the thing happen. But like the fact that they just slid this out here and didn't tell you what it was for, they didn't tell you anything like we're even thinking about Days Gone 2. It's just like here's this, here's your scraps, quit complaining and eat. That's kind of the whole attitude of throwing that out there. And I know I talked about this a lot, but I wanted to get all that shit off my chest because, dude, Ham knows I was watching that with him. Ham, dude, I was actually pissed. I was actually pissed off about that.
Dude, Matt, you were pissed, and I was, and I was cracking up. I was cracking up because I knew that there's going to be a bunch of people that are like looking at this as if it's a W of some sort. There are. But there are. There are plenty of people looking at this as like, wow, they're hooking me up with something, and I'm just like, man, this is nothing. This is a big nothing burger, and you're gonna take it and you're gonna like it, which is weird to me because it's just like this game already runs 60 FPS on a console. I know, like I mean, like I said, this is Gears of War 4 remastered, and it's already 60 FPS on the more performing console. So for me, it's pointless. What are you gonna do? Give me a little bit more foliage? Show an extra crease in somebody's cheekbone? Like, I'm all set with that. Like, I already beat the game. In fact, I beat it like twice. So like, why the hell do I need to buy the same experience? Like, it's the exact same way I felt about Last of Us. But I'll even this is like the first time I'm saying this. I'll say that made sense in compared to this.
That makes so much sense because it's a full
The original The Last of Us 2 didn't make as much sense to me.
No, it didn't.
But the original Last of Us, like, even though I was crapping on that, I mean, now you've made so little sense that that's making.
Yeah. Like, and I'll tell you what, that Days Gone remaster, listen, hopefully it's good, but they better have some like revolutionary type shit in there because the difference between that and Last of Us is Last of Us 1 was a from the ground up remake of the game. And I can attest to that because I played it and I really enjoyed it. Just like I mean, it's fucking Last of Us. It's a great game. But like, I can attest to that because I saw it with my own two eyes. I fucking played it. It is from the ground up a remake of the game. And it plays like that. So that's the only way something like this is justified to me. And you know, it is what it is. I've said my piece on it. I think we can move on because at this point I'm just kind of fucking kicking the shit out of this dead horse, honestly. Blind, appreciate you for stopping by. Sir X-Man says, I just hope the Digimon game is a multi-platform game. I think you did.
It is.
You confirmed that, right?
It is.
It is a multi-platform game, so that's something to look forward to, Sir X-Man. Sir X-Man also says, me and my friend said Days Gone would have been the perfect multiplayer co-op game. Dude, here's what blows me away. I don't think we know any details on.
It says right here, Gametsu says, Digimon Story Time Stranger announced for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC.
Yeah.
Due out in 2025. That's from Gametsu. So
there you go.
Mean, I wouldn't see why they would limit themselves because this looks like a big budget game.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, look to get the most money back on that. So there you go. That's your multi-platform Digimon game, Sir X-Man. But in regards to your co-op comment for Days Gone, how that would have been awesome, I don't think we know the details of what the game that Sony Bend was working on that got canceled, the live service game. Dude, like, I thought for sure, like, I mean, once we heard that they were working on a live service game, I thought for sure, well, obviously it was, or at least it should have been, something Days Gone related, because I think the gameplay of Days Gone like translated to a co-op multiplayer game, like squad based. You can do raids and whatnot. Make it like fucking. I mean, don't make it as confusing, but make it like Destiny, but fucking Days Gone. Or make it better yet, The Division is a better example. Like make it like that, but Days Gone, like zombie apocalypse type shit. But like you can make it a looter shooter. You can do raids. You can do like expeditions and shit. There's like a main story with missions you can play through with friends. That would have been fucking sick as a live service. And
Yeah.
maybe that's what they were doing. But regardless, it doesn't really matter because it got canceled. But it's like I'm with you, Sir X, man. That would have been awesome as a multiplayer co-op game. Blind Giant, appreciate you for stopping by, buddy. But yeah, like I mentioned, I gave it a 7 out of 10 minus the Days Gone thing. If we're counting the Days Gone thing, which we kind of have to because it was a part of the show, I'm sitting at a 5 out of 10 for the showcase. That knocked a whole 2 points off. Like I'm having a really good day, but I'll tell you that was a bad like 30 minutes of just the aftershock of of that
Dude, it,
of that Days Gone announcement.
dude, that Days Gone announcement straight up just like that
So,
took us out of commission for like the next like 3 to 5 minutes.
oh, it did. Dude, God
It
bless
it,
that
it, it
woman.
it felt like it felt like it derailed anything that she said. Like after like cause I could have swore the camera swung over to her and it was like I could have swore she said something before Days Gone, but she said Days Gone and I just like I told you it was like somebody threw a flashbang in the room.
Fucking concussion grenade.
Like yeah,
Just,
it's like,
my fucking ears were
fucking,
ringing.
all I heard was ding. And like I was just like hell, like you're like I kept like I was tripping out as she said Days Gone, and I was trying to listen, and I was like, what's coming with this? There has to be something coming with this, and they're just like DLC and and a little bit extra. No, they said like the DLC content comes with the game, and I was like, oh, wait. Let me let me hear how much this is, and they're like it's a $10 upgrade, and I'm like, oh, I know what that means. That means it's mid. Oh,
It's
it
dual
means it
sense
means
features,
nothing.
baby. It's coming with dual sense features. Yeah, dude, that shit was like getting pepper sprayed. This shit was not cool. Blind Giant with the super chat, $1.99 says, "What was the best thing shown at the showcase?" Well, Ham, you mentioned what yours was. In fact, I don't think Blind was here for that, so let him know what you thought your favorite thing from the show was. Oh,
Wait, what's that?
Blind asks,
Oh,
"What was our favorite thing from the show?" So I'm gonna let you go first on that.
oh man. I don't know, man.
I got mine. I got
I
mine.
don't know, man.
It's excited, huh? It's hard to pick when everything was so good, right? It's hard to pick. It's a tough choice. I get it. Uh, Poison Maniac literally just said mine in the chat. Mine was Mind's Eye. Mind's Eye was the game for me, and
Yeah.
it looks like it's got. I think our buddy Bill said it before when we were playing. That in fact, that's probably where I just had this thought from. I think Bill said it looked like it had a little bit of jank, and I would agree with him on that. Like some of the animations for the character looked a little off, but then again, it's not out yet. They still got some months to polish it up and get it out there. Um, but yeah, Mind's Eye was definitely the thing of the show for me. I'm excited for Saros. But again, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm blown away by it or anything because Housemark. I bought Returnal on PC. I still haven't really played it. Um, Poison Maniac says Hams was the Five Nights at Freddy's game for sure. See, right? Were you digging Five Nights at Freddy's, Sam?
I sure wasn't, bud. I
Yeah,
sure wasn't.
yeah. I think I just joined when that
I
came
guess
on.
my favorite. I guess my favorite thing there, and it's so lame. I didn't want this to be my favorite one because this is third party.
Hmm.
But it's Borderlands 4.
Borderlands 4. That's a big
Yeah,
game. A nice
it
big game.
is like, and it is, and it's something to be legit excited for. But like, I was gonna be excited for that no matter where they showed that.
Plus, you already know where you're gonna play it, so
Exactly.
yeah, I get that. Yeah, like that wasn't that was a solid show. Wasn't good. It wasn't certainly wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It was somewhere in between. My game of the show was definitely Mind's Eye. I also thought Onimusha looked cool. Onimusha looked cool. I haven't historically been a huge Onimusha fan, but I mean, shit, what they showed off today, I mean, I'd be lying if I said that didn't look pretty damn sick. Um, but yeah, I mean, the show was what it was. The good news is there's an Xbox showcase in June, so can all look forward to that. In the meantime, games coming out over the next couple of months, so it's not all bad. It was just a pretty wonky show. Um, Sir X Man says, is Onimusha 2 remastered available today for Xbox? He says, I'm out driving in the snow right now. Let me find that out for you, but I don't think it's available today for Xbox. Or if it is, then they did that pretty quietly. I'm gonna look that up really quick. Onimusha 2 remastered.
I'm pretty sure that Warriors, like the Dynasty Warriors game, was supposed to be out today, but I don't think the only Moonsha game comes out until later this year.
Gotcha. Uh, okay. Yeah, it just says coming in 2025. I don't think they. I'm pretty sure they didn't release that today. Uh, Poison Maniac says, how many PS games were actually shown? I need a refresher. Are you saying PS exclusives? Because Ham, I believe you went through this on your channel, and it's not many PS exclusives. Obviously, you got the House Smart game. Um, but outside of that, I think you just said it was the Japan studio. I've,
Um, no, there's a PlayStation project in China
oh, okay.
that's exclusive. There's also the um let's see. I'm pretty sure there was a couple smaller games that were on PlayStation as well.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um, you know,
yeah. I don't think it was like. I don't think it was like a. No, I misspoke there. It's not Japan Studio. Japan Studio is gone. Poison Maniac.
yeah.
It was a different thing
I
that he
think
was talking about.
Dreams of Another, I think, was also another PlayStation only game.
Dreams of Another actually looks pretty cool. I need to see more of that game because if it's what I think it is, then that's a really cool idea, and I'll probably get it. But if it turns out to be like some weird story game, then I'm not very interested. Um,
Yeah.
Poison Maniac says sad times. Yeah, not the greatest PlayStation show, by any means.
No, I
Um,
mean, and it's and I feel like we're sitting here dunking on it, but like people that were fairly honest, like Payo, which is a big time PlayStation fan, bro made a video of him like screaming excited for it earlier
mhm,
today. I sent it to Matt, and Matt was like, "Oh yeah, I seen that before, right?" So like,
yeah,
and I've interviewed bro. Matt's seen him and has followed him for quite some time, so he knows of his
yeah, yeah,
antics and
man.
stuff like that. He's an honest, good, wild, but good PlayStation guy, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
he keeps it very honest on like whether something was good, bad, mediocre, insanely great. Like and I don't feel like he's insanely hard to please, but like his expectation list that he had was pretty
Oh,
wild. But I think what he was trying to say is he just wanted some of them to get hit because I don't think anybody expected all of them to get hit, right? But I think he was just like thinking some of them would get tackled, and literally nothing,
no, not a single one of his.
nothing got tackled from him, and like he gave it a 4 out of 10. So like I'm giving it a 6, and you're giving it a 5, and I feel like, and we're not even PlayStation first guys, right?
Yeah.
I just think like the show had some stuff that I was looking forward to. It did have a couple games that were first party, and I said I need at least 2 first party games, and unfortunately, one of them was a Chinese project, which the game looked interesting, but it didn't look like insane by any means, and the other one was like a good studio from Sony, but not one of my favorite studios from Sony. Is the
Yeah.
best way I can put it, right? Like I don't mind Returnal, and the thing is when I seen the preview to the game, I immediately knew what it was. Like I immediately like knew who made that game just based off the shooting, and to me that kind of is, I don't know. I don't like how I could guess that so quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, once you saw the tons of bullets, it was like, oh, bullet hell. Okay, what studio is this? It's obviously Housemarque. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I just was talking to you. I was like, is that the same people that made Returnal? And you're like, nah. And
I'm
then it
I,
showed up, and then you're like, oh yeah, it is.
I was hoping it wasn't. And again, no
Mhm.
disrespect to Housemarque. Obviously, people like their games, but like, I was really hoping we get like the sci-fi thing from Sony Santa Monica. And that's kind of, I was really hoping that's what that was. Ty says the fact that they haven't shown much in years, and this is what they come out with, shows that they're certainly behind. Generally, they would have big timed exclusives to help, but none this time. Yeah, well, at least not at that show they didn't. Who knows what happens the rest of the year, what they get, but like, if this show was any indication of it, then it's kind of middling. It's
Well,
pretty
they
middling,
already kind
honestly.
of announced another show, right? Because the Borderlands guys said it in spring.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
only,
in
the
spring.
only thing that the only thing that we can honestly hope is that it's more than just Borderlands at the showcase, right? We can hope
That's a
that
fair
maybe there's
point, actually.
other games that are going to be coming out at that showcase. So like I don't feel like all hope is gone for the rest of the year for Sony. Like I'm sure a lot of people are looking at, like they probably looked at this, seen that it was 40 minutes long, and God, we don't have anything going on for another year, and we are just talking about Xbox games coming to our platform for a long time. Like that's gonna be the topic of the conversation, and us guys at Xbox are just like, oh great, we gotta hear about this.
Yeah.
But I would say not all hope is lost. Look forward to the spring. There might be another showcase. I know that actually there is another showcase. We just don't know if it's only Borderlands, which I don't think it would be. I don't see why PlayStation would have a showcase only for Borderlands for that game to be multi-platform. Like I just don't see why.
Haven't they done that before, though? Didn't they do
Yes, they have done that
multi-platform?
before, but I just don't understand what would benefit from it this time. You see what I
Yeah.
mean? Like like they did that last year with Suicide Squad, and look where that went.
Yeah. That's actually a fair point. Blind Giant says Lost
They
Soul
did it.
aside.
They did it the year before with Hogwarts, so I believe as well, and that did really
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Blind Giant says Lost Soul aside was the game I was telling you about, Matt, a while ago. I think I remember you talking about that. Ty says, "Is this the best year? for PlayStation to drop the ball from an optics point of view. I got to be real. As much as I'm dissatisfied with PlayStation, as much as Ham can say he's dissatisfied, or any one of us can get on here and say we're dissatisfied with PlayStation, I don't think it really matters for PlayStation. Honestly, like it's kind of like opposite spectrum or the opposite end of the spectrum for like both Xbox and PlayStation. Where like I don't think it matters what Xbox does, like how many fucking awesome games they release, how much polish they put on their games, how much like whatever. Like I don't think it matters what Xbox does at this point. I think especially with the multi-platform thing, I think they're just kind of relegated to where they are and where PlayStation's at for at least the foreseeable future. Things obviously can change down the line, but like I don't think it really matters that they have a bad show or they have a bad year. I mean, they've had bad years in my opinion before. Like last year to me was pretty shit for PlayStation, but like, you talked about Stellar Blade. A lot of people love Stellar Blade. Astrobot wins Game of the Year. It's like they had things on their console, but like I I just I don't think it really matters too much. I think whatever happens this year, whether it's good or bad, at the end of the day, they're still PlayStation. They still have brand recognition. I don't think there's much of a possibility of them dropping the ball in that regards unless they do something
No.
fucking obscenely stupid, which they've done stupid stuff before, but it's like they'd have to do something so brand damaging that like for some reason your grandma doesn't know what a PlayStation is anymore, which is like I don't know. I don't even know if that's possible at this point. So I think they're good. They're going to keep selling consoles. They'll probably break the PS4 sales by the end of this generation. I'm pretty sure they're tracking to do that at this point. So it's like they'll be fine. It's just disappointing for me because like I was expecting to have a lot more to play on my PlayStation and up to this point, and we just haven't really got that yet. Uh, Blind also says Lost Soul Side is going PC day and date. Yes, I did see that. I mean,
Which is
if
kind of
I'm
wild.
yeah, if I'm getting that game, it'll almost certainly be on PC. Ty also says, Ham, I think that's it. They might do a showcase for next year's games, sure, but that's about it. Um, oh, so okay, so he's saying I think that's it, like as in like this and
The
the
showcase, yeah.
uh the spring showcase, yeah. Which
Yeah, that'd be pretty nuts.
that would be disappointing. Yeah, I guess technically they have a little bit of a show. I don't know if a showcase, but a showpiece coming up with the whole South by Southwest Death Stranding 2 panel. I do believe because I think on Instagram, probably posted it on Twitter, I'm sure, but like I saw on Instagram, Kojima was posting like a little snippet, like behind the scenes snippet of what seemed like a new trailer for Death Stranding 2. So I'd assume we'll see a new trailer for that pretty soon. And then maybe we'll get a release date, which would be awesome. But, we don't know yet. Ty also says the real W this year is actually getting GTA marketing for this year. PlayStation probably traded their budget if of 2 games for that bad boy. Yeah, that's going to be interesting because you would assume PlayStation has the marketing for GTA. Um, and once that ramps up, I mean, gosh, that was expensive getting that marketing. So, yeah, like that's going to be big. That'll be big for him.
No.
So, what's that?
I was just thinking, I was like, man, how is it ever gonna get play anywhere
How is what going to
for
get
Grand?
played?
How's Xbox ever gonna get play anywhere for Grand Theft Auto? Huh.
That's the thing. That's actually a really good. I don't know if we want to get all the way into it, but I think we've talked about it before on Bullsitting on your channel, TSWS Gaming, where like I think that's the next step for Microsoft, or not even. I mean, it's quite obvious that that's the next step for Microsoft. Is like if your whole thing is everything is an Xbox, like my TV's an Xbox, my phone, my PC, my Xbox itself, like if all that stuff is an Xbox, then I need to be able to play what I buy on my Xbox on all of those things. So like when GTA 6 comes out, if that's not play anywhere, then everywhere isn't an Xbox. And here's the thing, I highly doubt that GTA 6 is going to be play anywhere because you got to also factor in the fact that it's probably not going to come out on PC for like a year, 2 years probably. So, I mean, there's that to factor in, but also the fact of like what's in it for Rockstar to be like, or what's in it for Take Two to be like, yeah, we'll do play anywhere for this game that's gonna sell like fucking 50 million copies, 100 million copies. Yeah, we'll do that. Why? Why would they do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless you give them some like unquantifiable amount of money, like some fucking couple $1 billion deal, like a solid couple $1 billion deal, for that. In which case, if that's the case, then hey, by all means, I'm happy about it. But like, that's one of those things Xbox needs to figure out, and not just for GTA, but like for every game. We've seen Square Enix start to make that move where they'll make stuff play anywhere, and that's cool. Square Enix is doing it, but like not everybody's doing it, and that's one thing they really need to get sorted out if everything is an Xbox. So we'll see about that, but it'll be interesting nonetheless. And speaking of GTA, didn't wasn't there an interview? Was it earlier this week or was it late last week where what's his name, the Take Two CEO Strauss Zelnick is his name, I believe, was saying that it is on track to be 2025 because there were some concerns like rumors about delays and whatnot. And he said he's feeling very confident about the 2025 release of GTA 6, which is good to hear because that game is going to be fucking massive. Speaking of, dude, you know what? People talk about the Xbox not selling. I'll tell you what'll sell Xbox consoles. I'll tell you what'll sell any console, any and every console, is GTA 6. That's going to move consoles for both Xbox and PlayStation, and a good amount of them, too. Because, dude, think about all the people who are still on PS4 and Xbox One playing GTA 5. Shit. When GTA 6 hits, you already know they're upgrading. And that's a console sale right there, so that's gonna be huge. But yeah, that brings us to the end of today's show. About an hour and 30 minutes going on here. Let me see this real quick. Oh, Ty asked a question. What are the chances Rockstar is telling PlayStation we want 90% a 90% cut? ABK did it to Xbox and PlayStation for 80%. If I'm Rockstar, I'm taking 95% from these bitches. Jesus Christ, that's savage. And I'm taking €150. Oh, Taye. Jesus.
Oh my god. Man's relentless.
Taye with that take. God damn.
GTA is on he's got GTA as a goddamn hostage.
It's like I'm charging these broke motherfuckers $200. You want to play my game? Fucking pay up. God bless
My
you, Ty.
goodness.
God bless you.
This man says I have my game already went platinum without sales. Y'all better come
Shit.
get this.
You better come get it. You don't want to miss out on this one.
We're selling out of digital copies. Y'all better hurry up and come get it.
We gotta restock these digital copies. You'll get yours at a later date. God damn.
Man. Yeah, pay $100 if you want it expedited.
$100 shipping on your digital purchase of GTA 6. Jesus, man. Yeah, but I don't know. To answer this question, do you think Rockstar is gonna do that to PlayStation? Dude, here's the thing: Rockstar can do that to anybody. Because if Rockstar goes to PlayStation and says, "Hey, we want a 90% cut," PlayStation or Xbox isn't going to be like, "No." They're not going to say no to that because if that's the case, then that means it's not on their platform. And I don't think Xbox or PlayStation wants to live in a reality where that game isn't on their platform. So Like Take Two's in the rare position, very rare position, where when it comes to that, they're calling the shots. I don't know of another game like wasn't there the whole thing that ABK tried to do that with Xbox with Call of Duty, where they were like, "Hey, we want a bigger cut." I can't remember if they actually did it or if they just were trying to do that, but like ABK is in a position where it's like them and only them are able to do that to any publisher and probably get away with it. So if they do it, we'll see. But I ain't worried about it because I'm gonna be playing GTA 5 or GTA 5, GTA 6 later this year. Hit the like button and subscribe to show some support and love to Matt and Ham. Appreciate you, Poison Maniac. Yes, hit the like button. Hit the like button. It's absolutely free. Share it out with people if you like what you're seeing on this channel. But we're gonna get up out of here. And before we do that, Ham, let them know what you're up to. Let them know what you got going on over on your channel. Let them know.
So I got shamed
Shame
into earlier today. I got shamed by Taye a little bit. Got shamed by Innate a little bit. I got shamed by Paris Lily a little bit. This was all live. It was great.
Oh no.
They shamed me for not beating the trilogy that is Mass Effect.
Well, I'm
And
kind of with them. Kind of with them.
yeah. Hey, man, no, you beat it already. All right, you beat
I'm
it.
kind of with them. You
You
need to
beat
beat
all
it, bud.
of them.
I sure
You
did.
beat all of them. I'm just trying to
I,
save your life.
you ain't
But
lying,
anyways,
buddy.
but anyways, I uh, I am gonna be starting on Monday, starting Mass Effect 1 and going all the way every day, Monday through Friday, until I beat the trilogy.
Oh my God, let's go. That's quality
So
content right there.
it's gonna be nothing. Like I'm gonna start the stream probably compiling shaders.
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
it'll be hopefully it'll be done already. Like I'll try to get it done already so we're not wasting any time. But but you know what I'm saying? Like the very first stream is me getting right into it. It will be from 0% to completion of at least 3, but I'm planning on going through Andromeda as well.
Oh, God bless you, Ham.
I know.
God bless you. Cause dude, I'll tell you what, I went Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, and I was like, I can't wait to play Andromeda. And dude, I played it and I was like, nope, no thanks. But you know, hey, maybe when you get to it, you like, dude, the gameplay in Andromeda is fire. Shit, the gameplay is legit. It's just that story, those characters, that setting is just so unbelievably bad that it makes me not even want to put up with the gameplay, which is too bad. But you know, maybe you'll feel differently, and hopefully you do. But yeah, so that's something to look forward to. That's some fucking quality content happening over on Ham's channel every day starting Mondays through Fridays. He does his daily show where he streams some games. So check that out. As for myself, by the way, link in the description to Ham's channel, so check that out for sure. As for myself, you can find me here, videos every week, podcasts every week. You know, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern is the L3R3 podcast with myself, Hard Days Mike, and it's me, Twan. And then Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern is this show right here, the almost said the L3R3 podcast, the two-player podcast with my buddy Ham Solo. With that being said, we're going to get up out of here. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.